7 Traits of Psychopaths. How to spot and deal with them. Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving deep, folks. Deep into the 7 key traits associated with psychopathy. Now, I'm not saying you need to become an expert, but understanding these traits, that's your toolkit, your defense mechanism, to navigate the world around you. We're talking about real-life situations, folks, the kind you see every day. You know, the coworker who charms their way into a promotion they didn't earn, or the friend who always plays the victim, never taking responsibility. We've all been there. We're gonna break down each trait one by one so you can spot these behaviors a mile away. And more importantly, we're gonna give you the tools to deal with them, to protect yourself and those you love. Now, let's talk about charm, that magnetic pull some people have. We all know someone who can charm the pants off anybody, right? But here's the thing. With psychopaths, it's all an act.
See, they can be smooth talkers, spinning stories, telling you exactly what you want to hear. They study people, figure out their weaknesses, their desires, and then they use that information to their advantage. It's like they're putting on a performance, playing the role of the perfect friend, the ideal partner, but underneath that mask, there's nothing but manipulation.
They're masters of disguise, these folks. And you know what the worst part is? People fall for it. Hook, line, and sinker. They get drawn in by the charm, blinded by the facade. But trust me, sooner or later, that mask slips. You start to see the cracks, the inconsistencies. The stories don't add up. The promises fall apart. That's when you realize you're dealing with something much darker, something much more sinister.
And let me tell you, it can be devastating. People get hurt, taken advantage of, left emotionally drained. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to be you. Knowledge is power, folks. Once you understand how these charmers operate, you can see right through them. You can protect yourself, set boundaries, and refuse to become another one of their victims.
We're moving on to trait number 2, a grandiose sense of self-worth. Now, there's healthy confidence, and then there's this. We're talking about a level of arrogance, of self-importance, that's off the charts. These folks truly believe they're God's gift to the world, that the rules don't apply to them.
They're better than you, smarter than you, more deserving than you. And they'll let you know it, believe me. They'll brag about their accomplishments, real or imagined, inflate their importance, and downplay the achievements of others. They crave admiration, need to be the center of attention, and they'll step on anyone to get there.
Now, some might just call this narcissism, but it goes deeper than that. This is about a fundamental lack of empathy, an inability to see the value in anyone but themselves. They lack the capacity to understand or care about the feelings of others. And that's where the real danger lies.
Because when someone truly believes they're superior, they feel justified in exploiting others, in manipulating and using them for their own gain. You see, in their minds, they deserve it. They're entitled to whatever they can get their hands on. And the people around them, they're just pawns in their game, obstacles to be overcome.
Don't be fooled by their confidence, their charisma. It's all a smokescreen, a way to mask their own insecurities and their deep-seated need for control. Let's talk about boredom, folks. We all feel it sometimes, right? But for psychopaths, it's not just an occasional annoyance, it's a constant gnawing hunger. They crave excitement, stimulation, something to take the edge off their inner emptiness. And that's where things get dangerous.
See, they're wired differently, these folks. They have a higher threshold for boredom, which means they need more, always more, to feel anything at all. So, they seek out risky behavior, push the limits, live on the edge, think gambling, reckless driving, substance abuse, even criminal activity. They're drawn to it like moths to a flame.
Now, not every adrenaline junkie is a psychopath, of course, but this need for stimulation, this constant craving for more, it can be a major red flag. And here's why it matters. Because their impulsive behavior, their need for instant gratification, it often comes at the expense of others. They don't think about the consequences, the potential harm they're causing. They're so focused on getting their fix, on satisfying their own needs, that everyone else fades into the background.
And that's a dangerous place to be, folks, believe me. So, how do you spot this trait? Look for the signs. A pattern of risky behavior, a constant need for novelty, a disregard for rules and consequences. These are all warning signs, folks. Don't ignore them.
Chapter 4. Let's talk about honesty, folks. It's the foundation of any relationship, any interaction. But for psychopaths, honesty is a foreign language.
They're masters of deception, weaving elaborate lies with ease. And here's the thing, it's not just little white lies, folks. We're talking about big, bold-faced lies, told without a shred of remorse.
They lie to get what they want, to manipulate, to control, to cover their tracks. They'll look you straight in the eye and fabricate stories, invent scenarios, all while maintaining a cool, calm demeanor.
It's chilling, really, how easily they can distort the truth. And you know what the worst part is? They believe their own lies. They've told them so often, with such conviction, that reality becomes blurred, even for them.
But here's the catch. Their lies always catch up with them. It might take days, weeks, even years, but the truth always has a way of surfacing. And when it does, the fallout can be devastating.
So, how do you protect yourself from a pathological liar? Trust your gut, folks. If something feels off, if their stories don't add up, if their words don't match their actions, pay attention.
Don't be afraid to question them, to demand proof, to hold them accountable for their words. Remember, you deserve honesty. You deserve the truth. Chapter 5. Cunning and Manipulativeness. Now let's talk about manipulation, folks. It's a word that gets thrown around a lot, but when it comes to psychopaths, it takes on a whole new meaning. They're masters of the game, pulling strings, exploiting weaknesses, all to get what they want. They're like emotional predators, studying their prey, identifying their vulnerabilities, and then using that information to their advantage. They'll charm you, flatter you, play the victim, whatever it takes to get you under their thumb. They'll twist your words, make you doubt yourself, make you feel responsible for their actions. It's a slow, insidious process. And before you know it, you're caught in their web. And once you're in, it's hard to break free. They'll isolate you from your friends and family, make you dependent on them, control your every move. They thrive on power and control, these folks. But here's the thing. You're not powerless. You have the strength to resist, to break free from their grasp. You just need to recognize the signs, to see the manipulation for what it is. Don't let them guilt trip you. Don't fall for their charm. Don't believe their lies. Remember, you're not obligated to please them, to meet their needs, to sacrifice your own well-being. You deserve to be treated with respect, with dignity, with honesty. And if someone in your life is manipulating you, it's time to walk away, folks. Chapter 6. Lack of remorse or guilt. Now, folks, we're getting to the heart of what makes psychopathy so disturbing. The complete lack of remorse or guilt. You see, most people, when they hurt someone, they feel bad about it. They experience guilt, regret, a sense of responsibility for their actions. But not psychopaths. They can lie, cheat, manipulate, even harm others and feel absolutely nothing. No remorse, no guilt, no empathy for the pain they've caused. It's like they have a blind spot in their conscience, an inability to connect with the emotional consequences of their actions. And that's what makes them so dangerous, because they can inflict pain without a second thought, without any emotional repercussions. They simply don't care about the hurt they cause, the lives they damage.
Now, some people might try to rationalize this behavior to explain it away, but let's be clear, folks, there's no excuse for hurting others. None whatsoever.
And understanding this lack of remorse, this emotional detachment, is crucial to protecting yourself. Because once you realize that someone is incapable of feeling guilt, you can stop expecting it from them. You can stop hoping they'll change, that they'll suddenly develop a conscience. You can accept them for who they are, emotionally bankrupt individuals who are incapable of genuine empathy. Chapter 7. Emotional Shallowness. Folks, we all know that emotions are what make us human. They connect us, make life worth living. But for psychopaths, emotions are just another tool, another weapon in their arsenal. Now, they might appear to experience emotions. They can laugh, cry, even rage on cue. But it's all surface level, folks. It's a performance, a carefully crafted facade designed to disarm you, to lull you into a false sense of security. But underneath that mask, there's a chilling emptiness. They lack the depth, the complexity, the richness of genuine human emotion. They can mimic it, sure, but they can't feel it. Not really. And that's why their relationships are often shallow, transactional. They're always looking for an angle, an advantage, a way to exploit the situation. Now, this emotional detachment can be difficult to spot, especially at first. They can be incredibly charming, disarming even. But over time, the cracks begin to show. You notice that their emotions seem insincere, superficial. They lack the depth, the nuance, the genuine connection that comes with true intimacy. And that's when you realize you're dealing with someone who's emotionally stunted, someone who's incapable of forming genuine bonds. Well, folks, we've covered a lot of ground today. We've delved into the dark side of human nature, explored the 7 key traits of psychopathy. Remember, knowledge is power. By understanding these traits, you can protect yourself, set boundaries, and avoid getting caught in their web. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content. Stay safe and informed.